think men sometimes are seen as having better jobs and more money than women still, even in this day of age, rather than women are still, I think, a bit seen as the homemakers and the person who looks after the house and the kids.
I mean, that's actually true. But the reason is not because of discrimination. No, the reason is because of choices. Men simply choose harder, more difficult, higher paying jobs and devote more of their life to that as opposed to having children. It is not because of the patriarchy trying to hold women down. Hello and welcome to Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, hitting all for notifications. If you'd like me to comment on a video compilation or maybe a Reddit post, send it to theheliosblog at gmail.com. Send me the link. Alright, on we go.
Do you think modern women are more interested in being nurturing or being independent?
Okay, I'm going to predict. Are you ready? He asked, are modern women more interested in being nurturing or independent? They are more interested in being independent 100,000%. And not only this, womanism encourages women to be independent. But independent of what, you ask? Well, it's very obvious. Modern women are taught to be independent from men. And in being independent from men in their 20s, what ends up happening is women become cat ladies in their 30s and 40s. They ask, where have all the good men gone? But actually, they were back in their 20s where they left them. All they needed to do was commit to one of those guys. Or, if they're seeing that their commitment isn't working, right, it means they're very clearly punching above their weight class. They're going for men that are too attractive for their level. And so, these women, what they should do as a result, learning this and understanding this, what they should do is they should go for men that are a little bit lower standard, but who would be willing to date them, marry them, have children for them, take care of them, and just suck it up. But instead they don't do that. They sleep with Chad 1, he doesn't commit. Then they sleep with Chad 2, and he doesn't commit. Then they sleep with Chad 3, and he doesn't commit. And then they wonder when they're at 40 where all the good men have gone. They're actively choosing men who won't commit to them, and then they're wondering why no man has committed to them. You see?
We focus on being independent that we forget about the nurturing part.
Indeed. Very well put. We forget about the nurturing part, and look at the girl on the right cringing. Indeed, she realizes she's done that maybe a little too much.
So, I'll say it's a 50-50, but
No. It's not a 50-50. It's a 99.9999% in your 20s, and then literally a 0.005% nurturing, just enough to bait a guy into marriage, commitment, moving in together, and then immediately switch back to independence and going back to Chad. That's 2022 dating in a nutshell.
Lean more to independence.
Yeah, because this day and age, these niggas don't be doing what they need to do.
Right. Men are not doing what they need to do. That's false. Men are doing what they need to do. Many, many men. Many men are walking away. And the men that aren't walking away are being Chads. They're just sleeping with multiple women who all give their attention to them and not committing. And the reason they're not committing is because women are not giving them a reason to commit. Because these women are sleeping with so many men that they ruin themselves, and then they expect a man of value who has so many options to commit to them. It's not going to happen because you're not giving men what they want. You're being independent of men and then wondering why men won't commit to you. You're not giving men the 5 qualities they need in order for them to want to actually commit. You're not being fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive, and loyal. You're not. So why would a man ever commit to you? He's just going to pass you on to the next guy.
These guys don't be doing what they need to do. And we have to pick up the slack. So it's
yeah,
like,
you have to pick up the slack. See, it's actually backwards blaming it on men, right? Except womanism unlocked female freedom, and what they've done with their freedom is they've literally destroyed they've started engaging in ridiculously self-destructive behavior that even their grandmothers would cringe at, knowing what they're doing to themselves. Their grandmother and their grandmother's grandmother and their grandmother's grandmother's grandmother would be rolling in their grave if they knew what these girls are doing. But that's what they're doing. And it's embarrassing, frankly.
Does a man get to define what a woman is?
Not at all.
So
Literally. So womanism states that women can do whatever and be however and think however and act however they want, but men still need to maintain their traditional role. You see? And you can see in their faces when the guy asks the question, look at how angry they are, right? Immediately. They're insulted that he would even pose such a question. How dare you define us? We define us. We're independent of you. We can do whatever we want. We can be whoever we want. And how dare you tell us what to do? When they tell men, court us, respect us, pay for us, worship us, put us on a pedestal.
what gives a woman the right to define what a man is?
History.
History! Right. It's literally just the womanist talking points, right? Perfect freeze frame, by the way. Womanist talking points is that we used to live in the most ridiculous, hateful, women-destroying patriarchy, right? And women were just oppressed and chained to the kitchen, and they had to cook and clean and just be baby makers. And they were nothing other than that. And that ridiculously terrible, awful world has been replaced with the new modern utopia where women are free and happy and everything is great and wonderful. But once we get past the propaganda, what are we left with? We're left with the modern misery. These girls here, well, maybe not these girls specifically, we don't know their story, maybe they're all married, whatever, but many women in the modern world, they believe this garbage, they live their lives according to this garbage, and then when they're 35, 40 with 10 cats, they wonder, where did all the good men go? This sort of thinking is absolutely, utterly destructive for society. And that's why men are walking away.
Okay, I'd say you're asking a group of girls that would say independent, but I
I
don't.
wouldn't.
Okay, I'd say you're asking two girls who would say independent.
Independent for sure. For me, yeah.
But I also don't think that not necessarily applies to everyone.
Of course, it's the no true Scotsman fallacy, which is a very classic argument that women use. Like, are women more nurturing or more independent? And it's funny that these women believe that by being independent, they're more attractive, right? But strong, independent, and doesn't need anyone is attractive for men. It's not attractive for women. I'm personally, and I'm sure you guys can say in the comments if you agree or disagree, but personally, if a girl acts like she doesn't need me and doesn't care about me and is aloof, I am actually less attracted to her. And I think many men would agree. Women who are strong, independent, don't need a man, they're not more attractive, they're far less attractive. Because they're acting like men. They're putting out masculine energy. And I'm not interested in being with a girl who has masculine energy. And I'm sure many men agree with me. And if you do, please leave in the comments if you agree. Okay, let's see what the girl who's supposedly nurturing has to say. But I'm going to make a prediction. My prediction is that she says some womanist propaganda. Still, even though she calls herself nurturing and implies that she's feminine, I'm going to guess that she's actually going to put out masculine energy anyway. Let's see though. That's my prediction.
What happens when these women want families?
I think they become nurturing. I think women.
That's exactly right. It's actually true. No. It's absolutely true. And this is what men need to understand. Men need to understand women's dualistic mating strategy. Because she's absolutely right. In their 20s, women are strong, independent, don't need a man. But actually what that's code for is they're jumping from Chad to Chad to Chad to Chad, right? They're trying to get commitment, or maybe they don't even care about commitment, from as many apex alpha men as possible. And then when they get to their 30s and none of those men have committed to them, and that's by design because those men have so many options, they never commit to anyone, then they fake nurturing for as long as it takes to get a guy to commit, and then they'll bait and switch, right? They'll go back to being independent and then go back for Chad. That's exactly right. And this girl told on herself, right? That is exactly women's plan. So women's plan is literally to have their cake and eat it too. It's to rack up as high an encounter as possible, attempting to mate and have children with the absolute most attractive apex men they can when they're the biologically most fertile. And then when they're no longer competitive with the 20-year-olds, whatever, anymore, then they want you to pick up the slack. They want you men to be clueless beta, mule, slave, donkeys, butlers, and to pick up the pieces of this shattered life. That is exactly right. They become nurturing to bait that reaction out of you. And you think that your ships finally come in, that you're finally going to be successful, you're finally going to be happy, you're finally going to get that woman of your dreams, and all she does is starfish for you. Because she never wanted you. She wanted one of those guys in her past, alpha widow.
The minute they find the person that they think they want to have a family with, become nurturing versus independent. I think
absolutely true. Exactly right. The second they find that beta bucks, that guy who will provide her with stability, she will then get him into a relationship where he's bound to her and forced to pay and provide for her security. It's going to be the Black Widow spider. Exactly. I think we were here. I accidentally pressed a key and messed things up. One sec. One second, needs to reload. Okay, anyway. That was the point there.
Super independent and have the leadership roles, but then I think there's other women who still want to be the nurturing mother type.
I mean, she's not wrong. There are women out there who want to be independent and, you know, are living the womanist dream, and, you know, they're going to become cat ladies. But then there are women that are legitimately willing to be supportive and caring and do the woman role. They're just incredibly rare. Based on my experience, I would say that nurturing women, the rate of finding them, like true feminine women that you can actually have a relationship with, are about 1 in 25. So let's say that you have 50 past partners as a man. 2 of them would be appropriate for an actual relationship, and the rest are just, you know, pass along, right? Like they have one trait or multiple traits that make them unattractive for a long-term relationship. Okay, anyway, let's move on to our Reddit story here. This one also from relationship advice. I'm enjoying reading these. So again, this is my first time reading it. I literally look at the titles, and if it seems compelling, I'll click on it. I clicked on it just now. My 35 wife gets way too friendly with her male coworkers and seems to take my work for granted. Uh-oh! You mean once a girl gets you into a stable relationship, she's no longer interested and wants to go for Chad? That's right. That's called Black Widow spidering, ladies and gentlemen. Black Widow spidering. So here is how the Black Widow spider operates, okay? The female Black Widow spider is bigger than the male. And when the male attempts to mate with the female Black Widow spider, she rips its head off and drinks its innards. And I find this to be a compelling metaphor, right? So many modern women, it's not all, but many, what they'll do is they'll actively choose weaker men than them, get them into a relationship, bite their heads off, and extract their innards. And they extract as many resources from those men as they possibly can until he's a desiccated husk. And then she'll throw him away. And that's exactly the fate of so many men today. And it's why men are walking away. Because they're learning what many women are like today. Not all, but many. What many women are like today. And they're not liking it. Again, leave a comment if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. That's what the comment section is for. We've been married for 10 years. Have 2 great kids. Oh no. and share a lot of past experiences, love each other very much, and generally have a great marriage. Additionally, last year we had the opportunity to buy a small house in the area where we live, which was a huge dream of my wife. Due to financial reasons, we have to carry out all the necessary renovations ourselves, which luckily I'm able to do. Electrical wiring, plumbing, drywalling. For about half a year, basically all I do is work on our house after my day job. Uh-oh! Is this going to be the case of the wife disdaining the man even though he's giving her literally the world, bought the house, working to provide, and also working to renovate the house and taking care of the kids? Oh, what a mess. My wife supported this, but since she started a new full-time job which she enjoys very much, nearly all our time that we spend together revolves around planning, organizing our new house. Ah, yes, I know exactly the type of relationship this is. This is the type of relationship where the wife, she commands the husband to do work like he's a common electrician, plumber, butler, whatever. No physical relationship. And literally, she commands him like she's the foreman of the relationship. That's the type that I'm sensing here, and it's true disdain for the man, as she sees herself as above him because now that she works as a full-time drone, a full-time business job is better than a blue-collar job, and so the wife feels she's better than the husband. Hypergamy kicks in, and now she's going to try the branch swing. That's my prediction here. Let's see if this is true. Also, I got one or the other comment about me not being home when the kids go to bed, etc. While on the other hand, she was telling me we should try to move in soon to save money on rent, etc. Oh, so they're not living in the house. They bought a house and he's renovating it, but he's leaving the girl at home with the kids, something like that. Additionally, I noticed at the time that my wife started to become very friendly with two of her coworkers. Saw some very flirty messages, and eventually saw both of them texting my wife that they love her, she's the best thing that happened to them, etc., etc. on the company chat. Uh-oh! So she's actively inviting the look of these men so that she can branch swing to a better option than him. So you see, men, you can be with a girl 10 years, you can have 2 children with her, you can have a great life set up, paying for her, working like a dog for her, and some women will just do this. They'll wreck your life, wreck the life of your children, all for a chance at Chad. This is what happens when a woman sees that she's equal to you, or when she sees that she's superior to you. Her biology can't help it. Women are just going to do this. So this is why one of the relationship rules as a man is no male friends. You don't allow her to start relationships with men like this. And if she does, you end the relationship. She has to know that this is a hard boundary for you. And if she's not willing to follow this boundary, the relationship is done there. Okay, of course, I was shaken, not so much by the fact that they wrote this, but the lack of any real pushback from my wife. Instead, she gave them her private phone number. Well, exactly. And this is the deal right here. You should not blame the men that sleep with your wife or your girlfriend, whatever. No, you should blame your wife. It's hard for men to get access to bedroom fun. It's easy for women. So if she's doing it, if she's inviting this sort of thing, what she's doing, she's actively vetting your replacement. It's premeditated destruction. Now, I know she's not interested in any of them. Nothing happened between them. She just tried to be friendly, telling them what they want to hear, but this hurt me a lot. No, husband, no. That is a lie. No. She is actively vetting your replacement. These are the gaslight tactics she tells you to try to convince you that reality is not what it actually is. No, she is actively vetting your replacement. She's actively trying to branch swing with these actions here. She is ready to cut you, take the house, take the children, take the child support, take the alimony, and move another man in. Or not move a man in at all, but try to get genes from a better man than you, in her opinion. Because obviously this guy's a great man. So her doing this stuff is really bad. Anyway, let's continue. We had a small fight, and she apologized for not being more clear with them. but I'm pretty sure she still thinks she did nothing wrong. Oh, you mean lack of accountability? Yes, what could go wrong with lack of accountability? Because in her opinion, she was only being friendly, while even her female friends told me that she clearly signaled interest, probably unintentionally. No, it was intentional, and it's gaslighting. And the friends are covering for her, saying that it was unintentional. No, women know what they're doing. Women are very good at this manipulation thing, okay? So they can run circles around men with how good they are at manipulation. So no, it's total bullshit. Okay. Fast forward to last week. After 3 weeks of being locked in at home due to all of us getting corona, censor that, one after another, we finally had a Friday to ourselves. Kids could stay at the grandparents. So I just suggested that the two of us should finally take a long-deserved break from all the work and enjoy an evening together going out somewhere. She said, no, we better focus on the house, use this time to get some work done. Congratulations, buddy, you're a butler. This is a roommates with benefits relationship for the girl. So I caved and said, okay, we'll work this weekend. What a mess. Thursday before the Friday in question, she told me she'll go out with the boss in the evening. She put on sexy clothes and went to the nearby city drinking champagne, talking about work, while I watched the kids at home. So basically the same thing I suggested to do on Friday where she shot me down. Sorry, this is not sure if life is comedy or tragedy, right? This is literally like as bad as it gets, right? So this guy just got friend-zoned by his own wife, right? She has 2 kids with this guy, and she's literally treating him as a butler, and now she's going out with other men? This time I was really furious. I asked her if she was joking, but she told me she needed an evening without any house discussions. No talk about her getting friendly with her coworkers, just a quiet evening, apparently without me. Congratulations, bucko, you've been replaced. AFBB. Now I'm really unsure what to do and how to react. I really love this woman and my kids with all my heart. I'm crazy about her, and we're looking forward to a really great life in our soon-to-be finished new house, which you will not get to benefit from. She will divorce you, take your assets, take your money, and live with another guy in the house or solo with the kids. That's where I'm seeing this going, guys. This is a terrible tragedy, seriously. But I still have the impression that she does not understand why I was very hurt on these 2 occasions. I somehow feel that I'm literally working my butt off for her dream house, having hardly any social life for the past few months, while she makes comments about me not being there for her and the kids, and apparently getting the attention, you know what that means, from someone else. It's literally exactly AFBB. This girl is Black Widow spidering her husband, friend-zoning him, and going and sleeping with other men. She doesn't care about what she's doing to the children. She doesn't care what she's doing to the husband. She doesn't care what she's doing to the relationship. She doesn't care what she's doing to the family. She's making an utterly selfish, ridiculous, negative decision that's hurting both her and everyone for selfish reasons. Ridiculous. I don't want to discuss this with her anymore, because it already seems to annoy her. But sometimes I just want to start screaming at her that all my work on her dream is being rewarded by needing a break from me and flirting with coworkers. Yeah, it's more than that. So men, this is why so many men are walking away. I'm not kidding. It's because men like this, who are literally salt of the earth, gold. Men like this, look at how they're treated. This guy gives her everything. He works day and night. He works on her house. He has 2 beautiful children that he also cares for. And this is how she treats him. Imagine this. Imagine you were that man. How utterly ridiculous, disrespectful, and frankly, egregious. It kills me to see stuff like this. And the children. Think about the children. What a total disaster. Let's look at some of the comments. Dude, You're delusional if you think your wife isn't entertaining any of this. 2 guys just confessed their love for her and she gave one of them her number. She has a history of blurring the lines with coworkers, going out to dinner with her boss and not returning until 2 a.m. I seriously hope this is a fake post. Indeed. Perfectly said. This is utterly ridiculous garbage. What a mess. You asked her to spend time together. She said no and told you to work on the house and watch the kids while she got dressed up and went to another city? You're very, very deep in denial. She's cheating on you while you're working on the house and taking care of your children. You need to grow a spine and get in touch with a lawyer ASAP. She's probably just waiting for you to finish the house and then she'll drop you. Oh look, I predicted it too. Good job, top comment. Literally. What a total, utter disaster. And I sincerely hope that this never happens to any of you listeners. Please leave a comment if you agree or disagree with any of the points I made today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is the Helios blog. Remember to sub on your way out if you're enjoying yourself. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.